Welcome into this edition of Town Hall Talks. Today we are joined by Sebastian County Emergency Management Director Travis Cooper. Travis, thank you so much for joining us here.
You bet. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here this morning.
I think a lot of residents are wondering, we're heading into that severe weather season. We even saw a couple tornadoes this past week in our area and across the Midwest right now. So what are some common mistakes you would say that people make during tornado season when it comes to safety?
You know, when we identify seasons throughout the year, we also identify certain threats or hazards throughout the year. And I don't want to solely speak on emergency management because we also have to understand that we live in this community. We're a part of this community. We go to church, we go to restaurants, our kids probably go to the same schools. Just the business aspect of the role that we play within emergency service of law enforcement, fire, EMS, emergency management, dispatchers. It's the community aspect of it. And so a lot of times, even us as emergency responders sometimes would become complacent. And so most common things that might be considered a hiccup or a mistake would be that complacency of not knowing what the day looks like, not knowing what the weather is going to be, not knowing exactly what is down the road, maybe an accident. Well, what route do I take? A lot of people don't take extra routes or different routes. And so when they come up on an accident scene, whether it may be a multiple vehicle accident, maybe just a reroute because of construction, whatever the case is, they don't know that extra route to take. And if there's not any signs or anyone directing them on the path to take, that's where common mistakes will happen, and other wrecks may occur, other things that will come out where during severe weather, if you don't have the notification and you're not being informed and staying informed, that's where we find mistakes happening.
Definitely important. How much would you say has emergency management changed in the last 5 to 10 years? What's evolving these days?
So one of the aspects of emergency planning and just the overall components of emergency management, I've seen it more and more here, especially in the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, of more of your businesses and nonprofit groups, especially within healthcare, have integrated into having more emergency planning to be a part of their roles and responsibilities. And they also take it to the level of actually having someone in that position. That has always been a part of their role and responsibility, but now they look more into having a key identified individual in that position at these facilities. We also identify that a lot of your public schools now have some school resource officers or even in-school police departments. And so that has integrated more into emergency planning and readiness and response as well.
That's great.
Yeah. Sebastian County is certainly growing a lot. So how do you make sure that emergency resources keep up with that pace?
Yeah, so when we see growth in our population, it may be because of businesses, new infrastructures coming in. We oftentimes will see the larger companies come in and they create new jobs. We'll also see movements of our healthcare in positions of where we're actually having to either create new jobs or just the diversity. We also understand the new mission that is going on in the River Valley. And so with the Fort Smith city, but also the partnership in with the 188th Air Force Base, with Ebbing, that new mission that they have going on is bringing a lot of the economic impact for the benefit of the community, but also the growth of the community. And so when that happens in emergency services, we see more wrecks, we see more emergency medical services needed, and we also see more planning and more people that are actually wanting to be prepared or create plans. And so for our job, we are busier. We are getting more phone calls and getting more requests to come and do surveys, come and do assessments. And so that aspect has increased across the whole board.
Yeah. How are people in Sebastian County receiving these emergency alerts? And should people be signing up for maybe different websites or apps? Tell me about that.
So one of the things that we have with the emergency alerts and notification systems is that we now have our devices that have multiple apps, multiple opportunities to actually alert you in the middle of the night. You can set your own settings where it doesn't do anything. You may want to get a peaceful night's sleep, and that actually allows you to manage everything. And so throughout Sebastian County, we have a mass notification system that we've used for a number of years called HyperReach. We're actually working with the city of Fort Smith very heavily and with our River Valley Communications Center in creating something with Everbridge. That's another platform that we're going to be looking at, which a lot of companies, a lot of agencies, and a lot of communities also use that same platform. And so we're looking to merge to that this coming summer and fall. And so we'll be, stay tuned to having information on our website and more information on how to sign up for mass notification systems. If you were to go to our website at sebastiancountyar.gov, right now you will find ways to sign up for our HyperReach mass notification system now.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, speaking of apps and mass notification systems, we live in a world that's getting more and more connected to the internet. How are you preparing for potential cyber threats?
You're right. So not just with the devices in our hands, but also we hope that when a phone call or something is transpired into that actual emergency response, that is not interrupted. We understand just yesterday we had a meeting up here in Northwest Arkansas and partners in the River Valley of understanding cybersecurity and infrastructure fortifying. So when that happens of a bad actor or the happening of just an incident of now we have disruption within our electric, within our water supply, within communications, all of the things that we would use day to day is now disrupted in a way that we can't use those, or we're not getting the notification. And so when that happens, we are trying every effort with the state of Arkansas, with their State Fusion Center. We're working closely with the Department of Homeland Security, with their CISA program, and then also community to community, identifying the plans and actions that we are going to take when that actually does happen. We can always refer back to the manual of doing things by hand, sending messengers, and making sure that our broadcast emergency alert systems through our radio and other NOAA radio efforts are there. We can always refer back to those. But you are right, this day and age, we have the capabilities in the palm of our hands that through the apps, through the alerts, through the notification systems are there, and we use them day to day. The moment that they disappear and we have to go back to pencil and paper or go back to that radio, might be challenging for some.
Yeah. Sebastian County and Fort Smith have recently combined dispatch. Kind of talk to us, how is this going to impact response times, getting calls out there? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so right before COVID, there was a lot of information shared from the state of Arkansas on how can we allow funding and the support for our dispatch centers or PSAPs, public safety answering point centers, to be better supported and really looking at how can they work closer together. And so when you have multiple dispatch centers in a given area or a given community, we have came to the conclusion that the state is requiring us to consolidate. And so yes, so the city of Fort Smith and Sebastian County both have these dispatch centers, and we're consolidating those to where we'll be in one room. We'll be able to talk to each other right there together on certain emergencies, also training when we think about just the planning aspect of a response or in the heat of it, the moment. It's a lot better to be able to have those conversations directly with that individual, that call taker of law enforcement, and that call taker that is dispatching your fire department or even EMS. And so having a consolidated dispatch means that we are going to improve with the people that are in that room. Again, these are people that you live day to day, and they're making decisions, and based on the training and expertise that they receive, are making hopefully the best decision for your worst day of your life. And so it's very important that we support them as best as we can, and the response to our fire, law enforcement, and EMS is driven that it will be better, no doubt, with the data and the call taking, where we don't transfer any calls. We actually look at making sure that the information is correct, it's accurate in a way that our fire, law enforcement, EMS responds the same.
Yeah. Travis, when it comes to the county's emergency preparedness efforts, what are you most proud of?
When we think about emergency preparedness, we think about overall aspect of how are we fully supporting our community as a whole within public safety. With the Arkansas Wireless Interoperability Network, which is better known as AWIN, we actually was able to create a new project that was supported through ARPA funds, which was through our federal government. And with those funds, we were able to provide 2 new tower sites in Sebastian County, but not only supported just Sebastian County, but it also supported this part of the state of western central Arkansas, with Scott County, Logan County, parts of Franklin County, and a little bit into Crawford County as well. And so when we think about emergency communications and how public safety disciplines and agencies can better respond, better communicate effectively together, and we're talking about small cities too, that may only have 500 to 1,000 people, or maybe even your smaller cities up around 3,000 or more, that this system now allows them to better communicate in those areas that it was valleys and little pockets that coverage was not there in radio communication, and now it is. We still have a few pockets that we are not able to get to, but when we look at the overall picture of Sebastian County and the counties surrounding us, a $5.2 million project was a success, because now we're in the 90th percentile of better coverage than we were before.
That's great. Insightful stuff. Thank you so much, Travis, for being here today.